Hi, I'm Jay, welcome to the workshop, and today we're going to be reviewing the SJS side opening canopy from Hardtops UK. Right, first of all, we've had this canopy for about 4 years now, maybe coming on to 5. It's been on the vehicle since we've pretty much bought it. I think we only had the Hilux for about 2 months before we actually went ahead with the purchase of this. Main reasons we went for this is it looked a little bit better than some of the aluminium ones that were on the market at the time, and we wanted the side opening windows so we could see into the canopy to see where our equipment was. But this has been through all of the UK, through some horrible weather, through torrential rain and stuff here in Jersey as well as the nicer weather in France. But okay, to go over some features, it attaches onto the bed rail via 6 drill-less clamps, which is obviously good. That means that you can take this onto a vehicle and you're not having to drill through the bed rails, which is what you used to have to do with the older models. I'm pretty sure that's a standard feature on most canopies now, and it still is the same feature on these because these are still available, but that's always a plus. It's got a central opening lever rather than 2 separate ones either side. Gas struts on all the windows, and all the handles are lockable, so both the side windows, which we'll show you in a minute, and the rear window is lockable. It does have roof bars as standard as well as a spoiler with an integrated high-level brake light. The canopy comes colour-coded to your vehicle, so when you order a canopy such as this, you specify the colour code on your vehicle's chassis number, and it's a pretty good match, to be fair. So yeah, they colour it to standard Toyota or whatever manufacturer you're ordering it for paint codes. On the interior, it has an integrated LED light, which you have to physically turn on and off, so there's no micro switches that operate the light when you open it, but it's simple enough to reach up there. What we've done is we've actually wired it to a switch down lower, so you don't have to reach in to open it, which is not that big of a job. It's also got I wouldn't say well, I guess it's a leather interior. I'm not quite sure what the material is. It looks like leather, it kind of feels like leather, but it doesn't have that kind of genuine leather feel, so I don't know exactly what material it is, but yeah, it's coated in, so it's made to look nice. It's practical, but it's made to look nice as well. All the glass is tempered and safety glass, so if it does shatter, we've actually had one of ours bust. I'll get to that in a minute. It shatters into basically manageable pieces, which aren't as dangerous when you clean up. Also, the newer models come with optional extras which weren't available at the time, such as central locking for the rear window, not for the sides, I don't believe, ventilation scoops and the such, as well as an actual integrated roof rack rather than just having the roof bars, which again, all optional extras. Okay, going on to the good points. The pros, like I said before, comes colour coded as standard, no extra cost. If you can get plain ones, if you have a custom colour on your vehicle to be sprayed. Yeah, like I said, the match is pretty good. I used to be a sprayer for a couple of years in the beginning of my life, so I do kind of know what I'm looking for when it comes to paint matching, and this is probably one of the better ones. Like I said before, all windows are lockable, and what's the nice feature about this as well is when the rear window is down and locked, or unlocked even, because it's unlocked at the moment, you can't open the tailgate, so it has the effect of locking and securing the tailgate as well, which some canopies don't have that feature, so yeah, that's good. So basically when you lock every single lock on this, because they are 5 individual locks, so it's a bit of a procedure to go through, but once it is all locked, in theory your cargo bed is now secure. And like I said before, the main reason we bought it is because it actually blends in quite nicely with the lines of the vehicles, where we found the early aluminium ones, which were the only other option then, didn't quite follow the lines of the vehicle, looked a bit odd. That could have changed now. I haven't actually looked into the market recently, but yeah, we wanted to kind of blend in, make it look like it's meant to be there type thing. Okay, a couple of bad points. Main thing for us that we found out pretty quickly is the roof bars on these things are mainly cosmetic than anything else. The official roof rating on these canopies, because they are made out of fiberglass, is 50 kilos maximum. That, again, going back to our roof rack load limit video, which I'll put up here somewhere, I don't know if that is on-road use, so you could effectively half that for off-road use, which I would definitely do on this because the fixings aren't brilliant. That goes down to 25 kilos, so I know you might find some use for it, but by the time you put a roof rack up there, you can get that down to 15 kilos, and you're very limited to what you can put on the roof, which is why we've actually built our own custom roll cage to put the rooftop tent on, because the rooftop tent weighs 50 kilos without anyone in it, so putting some people in that would actually stress these bars. Another thing which I mentioned in an earlier vlog video is, doesn't matter what I do, I can't get this window to stop rubbing on the canopy. These windows are adjustable. There's a hinge at the top which you can undo and pull it further away or closer to the canopy, and as you can hear, the glass actually catches on the top ledge. Now, I don't know if that's just a defect on mine, could be. It's way out of warranty now, so not much I can do about it. The warranty for this thing, just as it jogs my memory, is 1 year. Apparently that's industry leading. 1 year warranty. Could be better, but there is a lot of moving parts on this thing, so I can kind of understand. But yeah, there's enough. Literally, I can't adjust it any further, and it's already rubbing there. So not the end of the world, but it has actually scratched the paint off, and it does catch the window quite a bit. So something I need to look into. Now, the high-level rear brake light, great feature to have, because obviously you've got the standard one here, but it's also nice to know that that one up there, for the extra height of traffic, people can see it a bit easier. However, about 18 months down the line, these LEDs slowly started dying. Because I was outside of the 1 year warranty, not a lot they would do about it. I could get a replacement from them, but it's not worth it in my eyes. It would have been nice to have the high level brake light back again, but if they're going to keep on going, you know, if the quality keeps on going every 18 months, it's not really worth it in my eyes. So that's one thing. Again, I might have had a defective one, but they wouldn't honour a replacement, so I'm kind of stuck with it. And my final point, which is the biggest gripe, and again, nothing I can do about it, is the paintwork on this, even though matched very good, is not the best quality. Like I said before, this side window popped. I don't know if it was just the change of temperature, but it was parked up overnight, and we did have a quite sudden drop in temperature overnight. When I got to it in the morning, smashed. It was replaced under insurance. However, for the time being, while this whole insurance policy thing was going on, as you can imagine, it can take quite a while, I had to cover it. So I used electrical tape, which is not the best thing to use, but what is. And when the workshop that replaced the glass on behalf of the insurance company took the tape off, took all the paint with it. Spoke to the guy there, and again, having experience in the trade for a couple of years when I first started work, basically there's not enough paint on it. They've put the colour over the top on top of the fiberglass gel coating, but they've only put one layer of lacquer from what I can tell. Bearing in mind, I actually stuck the same tape onto the Toyota's finish of their paint, and it came off without any problems. No marks, no lifting of paint, no nothing. So you can tell the difference. This has probably had 2 layers of lacquer, maybe even 3. This has had 1 very light layer of lacquer, so paint hasn't been protected. Plus whatever they've used as a base, as a primer, obviously hasn't adhered to the fiberglass gel coating very well. So I was quoted £700 to respray it. I've left it as is for the time being, because I don't quite know what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's one thing to bear in mind. Again, I might have had a defective one, but I doubt it really. Chances are these things are sprayed in a whole production line as they come out of the factory, so it's probably a very standard kind of finish. Right, conclusion. Would I recommend it to an Overlander? No, I wouldn't. These aluminium canopies that are coming out, which can take 200 kilos, something ridiculous, on the roof, and in event of a rollover would keep their shape. This, without the roll cage, will turn into splinters. It's fiberglass. It's not really designed for that. If you have an everyday pickup and you want somewhere to throw your shopping in, or your dog, something like that, these things are great. Serious off-roading, or putting any kind of heavy weight on the roof, forget it. You'd be better off investing in a aluminium one. Bearing in mind this cost just shy of £1,200 at the time. I think they're about the same price at the moment. Again, for an extra 500-600 quid, you're getting into the aluminium canopy range then. So is it worth spending the extra 500-600 quid? In my eyes, yes. Especially if you're looking to put a rooftop tent on the back, because obviously I'm a welder fabricator, so me throwing a roll cage on, it's not that much of a problem. Didn't cost me that much. I think it was about 150 quid by the time I paid for all the steel. Where if you're going to commission a engineer to make a roll cage for you, that's going to be 300, 400, 500 quid depending on the design and how long it's going to take him. So by the time you spend that money on an external roll cage to put your rooftop tent on to protect this, you may as well spend that money on the aluminium canopy. But if you're really picky about your lines and your appearance of the vehicle, you could go down the fiberglass canopy route in this one in particular. So yeah, if anyone else is rocking one of these and has very similar problems, give us a shout. Tell me in the comments below, because I'd like to know if I'm not the only one. If you've liked this review, give us a thumb up. If you haven't, thumbs down. Positive and negative criticisms also welcome. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. So until then, I shall see you later.